Ladies and gentlemen, an actor, an icon, a legend, a man that when he walks into the room, you know he's walked into the room. You may know him from everyone knows him for a different reason. I know him for just being the best dude in the room all the time. The one, the only, the legend, Terry Crews!
Making my way downtown.
Yes.
Walking fast. Faces passing, I'm homebound.
We're there already.
Oh, that's my song. I took that song, man. Poor Vanessa Carlton. She's in concert. All they see is this big black dude singing it. You know what I mean? But she doesn't mind it. She has given me all the permission in the world. For 20 years. It's my song.
It is your song, though. Like
I
that
love
was.
it.
Did you know when that scene that it was going to be as iconic as it is?
No, you gotta understand. It's all fart jokes. You know what I mean? We were on this movie. Me, Marlon, Sean, Keenan Ivory Wayans, all the ladies. We had a ball. We were having so much fun. We were like, this can't be good. You know, You're like, we're not gonna be more serious. We gotta be in more pain for it to be great because we're having a ball. If you could look at this movie and you see it, we're just balling out, having the best time ever.
I don't know how you finish this movie because I don't know how you would get through a scene without laughing.
we didn't. There's so many times we broke up because it was so insane to watch Marlon like pull up his foot and start chewing on his toenails, and to watch those guys be women and they were really ugly. And,
But when someone told you, Terry, like, this is the story, this is the movie, this is what we want to do, did you at any point go like, what are you talking about?
No. I actually said, I know this dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Excuse me, my beautiful black sister. Could you tap that white girl over there and give her my number, please? I based my character, Latrell, on real people in the NFL who were like, hey, oh my goodness, you winning, man. You got you a light, bright one. You know, you're like, whoa. And it's a part of the, it's something that was unsaid for years in the community. And we addressed it.
Good on
you know what I mean? It took it face on.
It was full on.
And that's why people resonate with it. You got to understand, the thing that makes you laugh is the thing you recognize. You know what I mean? If you didn't understand it, you'd be like, why would that be funny? But when people, listen, for 20 years, it's kept going because everybody knows a Latrell. And remember also, it was pre-Kardashian. You know what I mean? It was so early before the reality stuff and all this thing. So it was kind of like help create this whole genre that we are living in right now of influencer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So true.
Because it was back then it was Paris and her sister, Hilton. That was kind of like the joke. But it grew into a whole phenomenon, and that's why every year someone turns 13 and they watch White Chicks.
It's so true. Can we get grab applause for that?
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so big question is, they kind of announced that number 2 was coming out?
Yeah, Marlon did say that, and I'm praying. You understand, I've been staying in shape for 20 years so that I can do the next movie. But this is another thing I want to say. And what's so amazing is that the technology of, you can de-age people right now. You can do all this stuff. If you do White Chicks 2, it could actually take place the next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? From the movie, like people, you don't have to go 20 years forward. You can actually, when I got shot at the party and the whole thing, you can actually take it up from the next day, what happened right after that, and continue it on. I said that it's almost like we had to wait for the technology to catch up to do a White Chicks 2. And it's more possible than ever, which is so wonderful. And again, they're in control. It's the Wayans baby.
Hold on a second, Terry.
I love this.
Have you not been given like the call to say, because like if they do number 2 and you're not in it?
Well, no. Actually, they're doing Scary Movie first. They're doing. They got the Scary Movie franchise.
They're
back.
going all through it. They're going to go, I like this.
No,
though.
that's what I mean. Remember,
Okay.
they actually had the Scary Movie franchise yanked from them. which was bad. And
Is that why they went weird? Because I stopped watching them after the first one or two. Like I felt like it did start to go like into this weird comedy that I didn't think was funny anymore.
Listen, man, you're talking about the Jacksons of comedy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine yanking Billie Jean from Michael? You're like, what are you doing? You know. But that's how Hollywood is. It's weird. They didn't give them their props. To me, everybody loves Saturday Night Live, but I was an In Living Color fan. You know what I mean? Look at the people who came out of there. J-Lo, Jamie Foxx, David Allen Greer, Damon. It's just like all these iconic people, man. Tommy Davidson. I was that guy. You know what I mean? And when you look at what Keenen Ivory Wayans has been responsible for so many years, even his brothers and sisters, and all his family look up to him as the patriarch of that comedy family. And I'm just like, listen, if Keenen isn't in it, I ain't in it. You know what I mean? And then Marlon's not in it, Sean's not in it, I'm not in it. So I love them because they created this thing for me. I'll be forever thankful because they changed my life forever. It was amazing.
Wow.
I love that.
Let's hear it.
Yes!
Can we sing it together?
Yes! Let's do it.
This is your
How did
version.
you know?
This is yours.
I love this song.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you, and now I wonder
Sing it.
if I could fall
Terry Crews in studio.
into the sky. Do you think time would pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just sing you tonight.
The legend, Terry Crews. We've got more with him next. Hold on. Virgin Radio 104.4. Terry Crews is in the studio.
Thank you.
Okay. The energy that you have is infectious.
So much.
You walk into a room and it's just, we're on. You're always on? Are you always on?
I'm always on. I'm always happy, man. You have to understand where I'm from. I'm from Flint, Michigan, which is a city that's gone through so much. And I'm from a family that was really wild. My father was alcoholic. My mother was very religious. I was not allowed to go to movies, not allowed to play secular music, not allowed to dance, not allowed to play sports. Everything I ended up doing with my life, I was not allowed to do. So you have to understand where I'm at now. I'm like, holy cow. Like it's almost like, you're in jail and you're free. And as an adult, I go, man. I didn't even get on a plane till I was 18 years old. Wow. And I've never stopped. Like, I stayed in the air. You know what I mean? That's why I have no problem flying all the way to Dubai. You know what I mean? Because the world to me, it's exciting. It's an opportunity. And also, I'm just filled with gratitude because I know where I could be. When I look at Flint, Michigan, and I look at the friends and the people that I grew up with, they're living a lot less, or maybe they didn't even make it. I knew a lot of guys who died. A lot of guys who are in jail, or people who just never, ever got to see their dream be fulfilled.
Sure.
And so when I look at me, I have to do it for the people who haven't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost like you're representing so many people who had this dream. So you have to do right by them. You know what I mean? And it's like, I appreciate where I am. I don't take this as a given, as like, man, I'm just that talented. No, it's not. In fact, the fact that I appreciate it gives me more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't appreciate where you are, it's almost like being ungrateful. All of a sudden, what you have is taken. You know what I mean? What you have, if you don't appreciate it, if you don't appreciate your wife, she's going to be gone.
That's true.
Yeah, or if you don't appreciate the friends in your life and the things that you have, you miss. It'll disappear. Yep. So I don't want to leave. I don't want to lose nothing.
I love that.
And I learned to stay grateful.
What do we say on the show?
Gratitude
is our attitude.
Yes.
We say it all the time. We say, like, just be grateful for what you got because it can be gone like that, right?
Dude, and I love your social media, Chris. I'm trying to tell you, man, you and your family and the whole thing and everything you do. Listen, that's the thing. Before I met you, I just reached out online. I was like, dude, this dude, hey man, when I'm ever in Dubai, if I'm ever coming through, I gotta meet you, man, because I love your energy. We're simpatico. We're brothers, man. That's how we do it.
I love that.
Can I just say, because for me, I look up to you, and I did, and I still do, about what you've achieved in your career, because it's the come up. It's not being given everything on a silver platter. It's a family business that I've just taken over. It's not a family name that you've just progressively gone through the charts. You don't know this person that's got you there. So I love that story of seeing success. It's not that I disrespect or I don't like people that have been given sometimes that opportunity,
right.
But it's more about, I love that story of fight and going forward and persistence and wanting to never give up. And so when I knew that when we started following each other on Instagram, I was like, oh, man, I love Terry Crews. Oh my gosh, he's following me. And then all of a sudden, we're at the F1 in Abu Dhabi.
That's right.
You were rushing in to do some big interview. I don't know. You were going.
Yep.
Where was he, Nala? You were with
Paddock.
me.
Yeah, you were going into the paddock.
Yeah, it was.
Which room was it? It was one of the driver's room. I don't know. One of the team's
Yeah,
room.
well, I was there with Red Bull.
Oh, okay. So it was a Red Bull.
And I mean, Christian Horner, all that. They were like, come on in.
Yeah.
I was in the inner circle, man. I was like, I don't want to miss this.
Yeah, I mean, can I just say, Terry's running in, everyone's screaming out his name, and then I go, yo, Terry. He turned around, you gave me the warmest hug.
Oh,
Yes.
You gave me the one. And
did.
someone captured it, which I was, for me, like, I was a bit of a fanboy. I was just like, because it was a moment for me that I've looked up to you in your career.
Wow.
You've turned around, giving me this like bro hug, and that connection that we had even for 2 minutes, I
Yep.
loved.
Yep.
I absolutely loved. And then we hung out in LA for a little bit. I went to your office,
Yep.
which was beautiful as well. So I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you for being cool, because you don't have to be that person, but you are.
Oh, listen, I am who I am. First of all, dude, I learned a long time ago to be one person. You have to have authenticity and integrity. Because I will tell you this, and this is a real fact. There was a time when I wasn't, okay? There was a time I was fake.
Okay.
There was a time when it was all about the image. It was all about me. It was all about, there were times when I would, like, me and my wife would pull up, and if nobody was there, I'd be like, oh, go ahead, open the door. And if somebody was there, I'd run out, I'd jump out the car, open the door for her, and she was like, you are a big old phony, you know? Yeah. And you have to say, I was immature.
Sure.
You know, and being immature, you're like, man. Now, everything at its time was as good as it could be. But what I had to notice is that I said, man, you know, I had success, but life was sucking. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't appreciating. I wasn't there, man. I wasn't. I didn't know how to really understand what success truly was. And this was the thing. I used to say, you know, I wanted to be the richest, but now I want to be the happiest. And that's two different things. Because when you're the happiest, you have to turn down money to be happy. You know what I mean? When you're the richest, you take stuff and you're just like, let me get all the money I can get, but you're miserable.
Yeah.
And that's where I was. And now I had to be the happiest, though. It's a whole different dynamic. And it informed my life in a whole different way. And so this is where, again, a lot of people, it doesn't have to be, it comes from an authentic place. You know what I'm saying? And I realized, stay here, man. It's not about being on. It's just about being present. And you never wonder what I'm thinking. If I'm tired, I'm like, hey, man, that's it. Got to go home. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I learned to be that dude. You know what I mean? Be honest. Tell somebody if you mean it, if you don't. You know what I mean? You can't nod yes and mean no. And that's the kind of dude I used to be. And I realized, man, always, if you say yes, be yes. Okay. And let your no be no. And I love that.
Terry Crews hanging out with us, Virgin Radio, The Chris Fade Show. Rossi, since he found out that Terry was coming into the studio, has only been fixated on one thing.
Yep. What's that?
Over to you.
Which one?
There's only one.
There's only one that I've heard you say 900 times.
His muscles.
No, not the muscles.
Oh, sorry, no, Old Spice.
Oh, the Pick Pops and Old Spice.
His chest is still pumping. He still does it.
Wait, no, they get better. They droop a little more every year. You know what I mean? I'm going to hit myself in the face when I'm 90. Bah, bah, bah.
Look at this, still moving. That is amazing.
Listen, Old Spice, man.
So
you got to look. You got to understand, I'm 14. I've never went past 14 in my head. Okay?
That's the best, though.
It is.
That's
it is.
good.
I've never gone past 14, man. The same thing that makes me laugh at 14, same thing makes me laugh now. I'm 56. But Old Spice was that. You know what I mean? It was, and this was so great because when they did this, they had another guy, a wonderful friend of mine named Isaiah Mustafa, who was like, "Hello, ladies," you know. And what was so smart of the marketers is that they marketed to the women who would buy the Old Spice for their husbands and sick kids and all that, and that's what he was for. I was for the guys. Like, you stink. Ah! You know what I mean? Like, power! You know, that I was for the guys. And so it was a way to hit both markets at the same time. We never stepped on each other. We were always together. You know, it was like, but it changed. I did that for 10 years straight, man.
Crazy.
And it changed advertising forever.
Well, it's such a great memory for me. Like, my dad used to wear Old Spice, but you made Old Spice super cool. Like, you brought it back, man. It's so good.
It was so fun. You know, they actually had an idea. They were going to call it New Spice, and it was such a bad idea.
Oh, really?
I know. You can't even see it. No,
you don't change something that's iconic. So, I mean, yeah, because I remember, because that was such a big, for you, Old Spice and Terry Crews went sort of like hand in hand.
Yeah. Just those commercials were so good. I loved them.
We're gonna play a little game in a moment, so just hang out. We've got more with Terry Crews, and I know that one of the members on the show is like dying here that you're in the room here, just to let you know. Okay, but I've said keep it cool.
Okay.
All right, just keep it cool just for a moment, but we're going to allow that person to lose their. Okay, so just give us a moment. We'll do that next on Virgin.
Okay.
Virgin Radio 104.4, The Chris Fade Show, guys. Terry Crews.
Yes.
Now you did the chest. When did you know that you could flex the chest?
Flex the pecs.
Remember how I told you I wasn't allowed to do anything? That was a lot of time in my room alone. Okay,
Got it.
You know what I mean? And you're just sitting there like, man, I can't do this. But hey, whoa, something moved. Whoa, the other one moved. You know, I spent a lot of time doing really silly things. You got to understand, if you put a camera in on young men in their rooms,
I don't want to.
We get bored.
you don't want to do it.
There's
a lot of weird stuff going on. You know what I mean? I was like, I can do that. I was like, I'm going to make my face do this.
But
the tongue thing I did in White Chicks is like,
Wow.
I learned that stuff like I'm by myself in the house. Like, my tongue is really big and just weird stuff that I use. Listen, and I use all of it now. You know what I mean? All the little weird things.
Because there's so many things that you're known for, though.
Yeah, like the
those
little
little pockets.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which I think is pretty cool.
And it's mine.
Yeah, they're yours.
You know what I mean?
Anyone can I tell you, you don't even know this. I think maybe 6 years ago, I was hosting the red carpet at the Oscars for the network here.
Wow.
You walk by. I'm behind the barrier, right?
Okay.
There's footage of this somewhere. I'm going to find it.
Okay.
I see you. I just go, you weren't stopping. You're on your way. And I'm like, Terry, do the chest thing. And you just go, in your tuxedo. And I'm like, I love him.
Well, see, you know what? This is my thing, too. I always hated, because I've been in certain circles in Hollywood where people hate the stuff they did before. And I don't understand. I never have understood that. And again, that's the difference between me and them, and that's okay. Yeah. But I remember going up to somebody and be like, man, I loved you in that. And they're like, you like that? And I was like, oh, I guess not. Maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know, you did it. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
You know? For people to make you feel funny because you like something they did, I never thought that was right.
Yeah.
And so I just, listen, if I do it, and that's a part of having integrity, by the way. And that's a part of being authentic. If you do it and mean it, and don't go back on it. So the thing with the chest thing, the thing with the song from White Chicks, everything I've ever done, Everybody Hates Chris, to all the other movies, Longest Yard. Listen, it all serves a wonderful part. Yeah, and every project I've done, it's almost like my child. You know, people say, "What's your favorite movie?" Well, it's like having a favorite kid. With kids, some of my kids are more famous than others, or more popular, but I love them all.
Yeah,
I love them all. Idiocracy, you know, President Camacho, and all the things that I've done. I love everything I've done because it got me to this spot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if one thing had been out of place, I may not be here.
Yeah.
So I appreciate all of it.
I love it. Terry Crews hanging out with us. Lacia, who is our newest and youngest member on the show. Lacia, please come up. Now, go say hello to...
Yes.
Have you said hello to Terry properly?
She did.
Yes,
She
we were in
did
the
not
elevator
thank
together.
her.
That's right.
She was, okay, so she doesn't usually go and get the guests. But it's the first time she's like, can I go get Terry? And I said, yes, but just be cool.
She was cool.
She was cool?
extra cool.
Okay, so
Now you can freak out.
What is it? What is it? Tell me the. I mean, I know we all love Terry, but what is it? Tell me more.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I live in Brooklyn Nine-Nine world every single day. And can I just say, Terry Jeffords is the best TV character ever written.
9-9.
Because
Yeah.
There it is. So when did you discover Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Like, where were you? Was it here? Where were you?
No, 2013 when it started
Wow.
airing, I was watching. I was a
Were you
10-year-old.
living here?
No, I was in India.
So you're living in India. So in India, I mean, Brooklyn Nine-Nine in India
Yes.
was a massive hit. You discovered it.
It's massive.
But can I ask, was it in 2013? Was it streaming or were you watching it on the TV?
2014.
So where-
I started watching 2014.
What were you watching it on? And don't say a TV. Like I'm saying, like, was it it's a legal stream, wasn't it? You were stealing Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You were taking money
That's
from
okay.
Terry.
That's okay. You know what? I'd give it away. So no problem. I'll
But then
give
I
you the
got
license
Netflix.
to steal it.
But then I got Netflix solely for Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Wow.
And the reason I love Terry Jeffords and you so much
Oh,
is
thank you.
because, especially Skyfire Cycle, the episode, this is a bit deep. I was a lonely child,
Yep.
and I didn't have a lot of friends. And when I saw that episode, and you would write letters to your idol, I used to do that as a child. I used to write letters to celebrities. Can I be your friend? And when I saw that, I related with you, and you're such an amazing father. The depth of the character, there's so many levels. It's such a it's just
Thank you. Now, I want to say this because, the what's so great about the show is that you stole the show to watch it, but they stole my life to put it in the show. They literally
Took you.
I'm gonna tell you, they read my autobiography. They took things from my life. They took all. When I was a kid, like I loved the Cosby Show back in the day, and I had a crush on Lisa Bonet. I wrote her a letter like, "Hi Lisa, my name is Terry," and I put it in the mail, and then and nothing heard nothing,
Yeah.
But I was that guy, and. They knew that I have at the they put daughters into the script, but I have 4 daughters and a son, and they knew I was married. I've been married for 36 years.
Yeah.
And they knew that, like all the little, and I drove a minivan. I drove a minivan
Had it all in
on
there.
my audition, the whole thing, and I was like, dude, this is in the script. And I was like, you guys are, and they saw me eating yogurt.
Yeah, the
And they put it into the whole thing. And I was like, dude, you guys have got spy cameras on me because you're putting it into the script.
Wow.
But and I'm going to tell you how I got the job. There were 3 other sitcoms that wanted me at the time because I was coming after white chicks and all this stuff, and I was really kind of hot. And what was wild is that Mike Shore and Dan Gore, the creators of the show, said, Terry, we really want you and the whole thing. We know you got other offers. And they said, but the character we're making, his name is Terry. If you don't take it, you're going to always know it was you. And I went, no, that was evil. Like another actor, they'd be like, hi, Terry. And every time I saw it, I'd be like, that's supposed to be me. And I went, you bastards. I have to take this. It was genius. Tell me that's not genius.
100%, yeah.
They said, you'll always know it was you.
They would have sat in the back of your head your entire career. And it was such a big show. But would it have been a big show show without Terry?
No, that's
I don't
the
know.
thing. No one else
Definitely
could.
not.
No one else could play that role.
No. But see, this is why I love ensembles. Mm-hmm. You can't do this thing by yourself. Mm-hmm. Comedy, hey, how you going to play a basketball game with one player?
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's got to be Andre Brower. It's got to be Andy Samberg. It's got to be Melissa Fumero. It's got to be, everybody held their own. We didn't step on each other. Chelsea Peretti. Everyone had their own vibe.
Yep.
And another thing is to get 8 years on TV. Now you might get 20 episodes and they split it 10 and 10 and call it 2 seasons. Yeah. Dude, we did 169 episodes.
Crazy.
So people know you. Yeah. They live with you. You could watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine all day and all night. And you have it on in the background and people get to feel you. I am part of the heyday of what comedy sitcoms were and the
Yeah.
whole thing. And one day, hopefully, it could come back. I don't know, but this is what broke my heart. But God bless his soul, we did lose Andre Bauer,
Yep.
and he could act circles around all of us, but he always chose to literally bring us up with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's a Juilliard trained superstar, Emmy award winning, serious actor
Yeah.
who would put on a chicken suit. You know what I mean? And he would be walking around, do not poop on the subway. You know, you're like, oh my God.
So cool.
There's so many people who wouldn't do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he was letting us know it's okay.
That's
it's
cool.
okay. You know, I'm going to bring you up instead of looking down on you. And he lifted me up. And we spent most of the time together in the precinct because I was under him and the whole thing. He was the captain, I was the sergeant, and it was kind of like we spent most of our time together. And I will always value that as one of the best parts of my life. For 8 years to spend under his tutelage, he taught me so much.
Love that. Love that.
I'm
Terry
glad
Crews.
you love the show.
I'm glad. I love that. Hey, what were the other shows that you said no to at the time? Do you remember? Did any of them-
They didn't make it.
They didn't make it.
They didn't make it. Listen, they were pilots. They didn't happen.
Good.
You know, and I made the right choice.
Yeah, it works in mysterious ways, but it always works out. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Terry Crews is with us. Up next, we're going to play a game with him.
Yes.
We're going to put you to the test.
Okay.
All right? Terry Crews up next here. Virgin Radio, The Chris Fade Show. Virgin Radio 104.4. We've had an hour with Terry Crews. How beautiful is this? This is beautiful.
Forever.
Before we get into the game, Dubai, you've been spending a lot of time in the UAE, and we love you here, man.
Oh, man. First of all, my first time in Dubai was last January. Now, you have to understand. Everyone says, the Middle East and the whole thing in Dubai. Now, people were saying, you got to see it. It's awesome. And I was like, yeah, these guys are talking like, okay, Dubai, whatever, you know? And then I came.
Landed.
And I went, what in the world? This place is on this space. It's future. I said, I was in love. Like, when I say, the reason I was here is the Benghazi family. I'm an ambassador for them for their developments, and I hosted this big event at Meydan Arena. Hold
on. I went to that not knowing that Terry Crews was going to be the host. I'm sitting like, I got a good seat fairly up front at the Benghazi launch, and then you rocked up.
Yes.
I'm like,
He messaged all of us and he's like,
guys, Terry Crews is hosting the show.
Yes.
I
So
love that,
excited.
man. That was the first time I seen you, like for real. Like I was like,
right.
that's Terry Crews. So you were out there and you did a remarkable job. That launch was huge, man.
Huge. Well, it blew my mind,
It was
man.
like- it was
drones
Yeah.
and $1 million cars and
Yeah.
and the Mercedes-Benz residences.
Yeah.
And I'm going to the whole board of Mercedes is there, and it's the biggest thing in the world. I'm like, and I'm hooked. I'm going, I got to come back. And so literally, it went so well that the Benghazi family, we just linked and we just connected, and they've been some of the best people in the world. And they literally, I'm now their ambassador. I'm actually hosting an event for them next Monday. This photography competition, the results, I'm hosting that.
You
And then I'm
are.
coming back on the 7th to launch their new AquaRise development right here. Listen, and I got a place.
You did. I was going to say,
I
get a
am
place.
living in Dubai. I have my spot. Let me tell you, well, you got to understand this too, because I brought my whole family here at the beginning of the year. And even my kids, I was like, you got to come to Dubai. They were like, oh, whatever. Like I said, guys, you ever see Coming to America? They were like, yeah, it's Zamunda. It's Zamunda. And I was like, and they went, no. And they came here like, Dad, it's
It's
Zamunda. Now, look, when we went back to LA, they were like, what is this filthy place? This is I blew their minds. They went back to LA. They were like, it's not good enough for me, Dad. When are we going back to Dubai, Dad?
I love it. I love it. I mean, well done. Benghazi family, a beautiful family as well. I
Yes.
love that this collaboration is happening. We want more Terry Crews here in Dubai. So, hang out with us. Hang out more.
I am.
All right, we're going to play a little game here. Are we ready to do this, guys? How well does Terry know his Crews?
Uh-oh.
Big bucks here. We've got intros and all, you see.
Yeah, I like it.
Big
I like it.
production.
Pretty amazing. So what we're going to do, we're going to play you a scene from something. All right. We're literally going to play you a piece of audio from a movie or a TV show that you have obviously been in. You got to identify the title.
Okay.
And maybe give us a little bit more on it. But here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Number 1.
I'm not giving you money for walking around doing nothing. An allowance? I allow you to sleep here.
Everybody hates Chris.
That is correct.
Yes, Tyler James Williams is now a superstar.
Yeah.
How was it? Everybody hates Chris. How was it working on that?
Tashina Arnold, man, you know, she was famous in Martin, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, she taught me how to act. You have to understand, I was an old football player. I played, well, you know, what I say, American football. They should call it something else because
I know.
You know what I mean.
It's the confusion.
It's not
I know.
football.
It's not.
It's something
not.
else. They throw the ball. They should call it throw ball. You know what I mean? American throw ball.
Yeah.
But I played for 7 years, and I was not. The problem is, you know, we moved to LA and we went broke. And a first friend of mine invited me to an audition. The first thing I ever auditioned for, it was a show called Battle Dome. And I did it, and I didn't know my future was in front of the camera. I had no idea. I was post 30 years old. So this is another reason why I'm grateful. I'm like, dude, I'm like, I have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame right now. And it blows my mind, dude. Like, me and my wife look at each other like, can you believe this?
That's so cool.
Can you believe it? So,
and the first time you were in front of the screen, you were saying, was at over the age of 30?
Yes. Wow. And you got to see, and then doing Everybody Hates Chris, I was like, I have a TV series. I don't know how to do a TV series. Like, again, that was my first big, acting thing. So Tashina was like, Terry, come here. What you have to do, you have to sing the lines. Sing your lines, and you can help remember them. Because I'm like, I don't know what to do. And she's giving me all the tips, all the clues. And it was like, oh, my God. And we became the most iconic, like, for us to be a couple, you know, with Julius and Rochelle. People love us all over the world. It's so amazing to be Chris Rock's parent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cool.
It's just great.
So good. All right, here we go. Number 2, scene. Good luck.
You know, the enemy's always been terrified of noise.
Ooh,
Especially shotguns.
ooh, Expendables.
The Expendables.
Expendables.
2 for 2. How well does Terry know his crews? How was it working? Big names: Stallone, Statham, Willis,
Bruh.
Steve Austin, even in that.
Bruh, can you wait? We did 3 of them.
Yeah.
And you got this is the thing. And I'm gonna tell everybody the secrets. It was wild. There was a time when 50 Cent was supposed to be that character, and then but the internet was like, oh, we don't know. And then so he went out. Then it was Forrest Whitaker, and they were like, well, we don't know. And all of a sudden, but the original guy was supposed to be Wesley Snipes, and Wesley Snipes
Locked up.
he was locked up at the time, right?
Yeah.
So Sly calls me. Dude, I get a call from my agent, like, dude, go to Beverly Hills. Sylvester Stallone wants to meet with you and the whole thing. Now, this is the thing. Stallone is a big fan of comedy. He's like, you know, I write jokes, but they don't believe them when they come from me. They want me killing and shooting people, you know. And that's what he would say, right?
It's true though. Yeah.
No, he said, but I love white chicks, and I know you can handle it.
Wow.
And he called me and he's like, dude, we're shooting this in Brazil. Everybody's gonna be in it. Because you have to understand, Sly was on the out when Expendables was nobody was feeling him at all. He called up Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis and all that stuff, and all of a sudden it was a grassroots movement. People were like, we need this. I mean, Jet Li and Jason Statham,
classics.
And dude, we blew up the internet. This is in the early days. And people were like, whoa, and we got in there, dude. And we were in New Orleans, we were in Brazil, we were shooting this up stuff, blowing stuff up.
So cool.
And then I got the tunnel scene, which was the most beautiful moment when Sly was like, remember this at Christmas, I want you to say that. And I got to say this iconic big action movie line, you know what I mean? And it was great.
It was amazing.
Let me tell you, I was an action star. You gotta, everything I ended up doing is almost like an accident. But I know just to go. Don't hold back, okay? Don't hold back.
And so also being on set with some of these great actors, like that's kind of a moment as well, right?
Jet Li, man, Jason, Dolph Lundgren,
you
know, Randy Couture.
Yeah, Randy.
I mean, you got the early days of MMA, man.
Yeah,
I mean, just amazing, dude. And then to go on with Van Damme and all these guys, Mel Gibson in the third one. It just got.
Was Mel good? He's an Aussie.
Awesome.
I want to make sure he represented us well.
Oh, he did, man.
Did well, right?
It was great. It was
all
great.
All right, here we go. Last one.
Terry Crews, we wanna be you. Terry Crews, we wanna see you with your shirt off. Please take off your shirt and
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent.
Yes.
So if you hadn't done enough,
Yes.
now you go and host one of the biggest iconic shows in the world,
Yes.
America's Got Talent, and you do it so well.
Dude,
Yeah.
but you gotta understand, it's the world's biggest talent show that deserves the world's biggest host.
That's true.
Pound for pound. Pound for pound.
Oh, well, hold on. Ryan Seacrest. He's like, no, there's exactly.
No, I'm just talking strictly weights
That's
and,
what I'm
and,
saying.
and protein.
Yes,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
I mean, you are the world. You would be the. I don't think there'd be a
That's
bigger.
it. We need a
TV.
bench press off from hosts. And whoever benches the most gets the show. You know what I mean?
This summer, all the TV hosts from around the world. I mean, I'd watch that.
Yeah, I would watch
just
it.
to see. Might be some like, I don't know, Japanese hosts that you've never met that might be huge.
Yeah.
But I mean, getting the call up for America's Got Talent.
Well, you got to understand this. One thing for me is I saw the future, and I said, man, acting. I got tired of waiting to get picked because a lot, first of all, acting is just rejection. You have to be able to take rejection, and it's all no until you get a yes. And so I got tired of that, and I said, wait, I need to be a personality. So what I did is I said, I actually, I write down my goals, I write down what I want to do, and I said, but if I started hosting, then it would supplement the waiting for the yeses, because you get no, and you're just sitting there. And I said, well, I want to stay busy. I want to keep going. So I started hosting everything. I hosted the TV Land Awards. I was doing stuff like Lip Sync Battle.
Yeah.
I was doing stuff like I did 360 episodes of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the daytime version. It was terrible. It was terrible. Nobody was watching the daytime version, right?
Yeah.
And people at home like, what? He's too big for this show. Like, he's yelling at me. What is going on?
What is your answer?
Yeah, I know.
Now.
It was crazy, man, and I got canceled because it was like 1 year, and they were like, "You got to get out of here." And all of a sudden, Simon Cowell calls me for a spinoff called AGT Champions,
Yeah.
because Tyra
Yes,
Banks couldn't
yes.
do it, and we fell in love with each other. And Tyra moved on. She said, "I want to keep going." I said, "I'm in. I'm in, dude. You don't understand? I would do America's Got Talent for free."
Don't tell them that, Terry.
Free.
Do not tell them that.
My
Terry.
wife says that all the time.
Dude,
Don't say
that
it.
out loud.
I would. But
right.
you know why? Because it's more than a job. It's a mission. The fact that you can give dreams away. I was the kid that was looking out the window in Flint, Michigan going, man, one day I want to be somebody. One day I would love to be famous. One day I would love to make a difference. Every act that comes on that show feels the same way, and I am their bodyguard. And I get to escort them, and I take care of my people. Like, when anybody who comes on America's Got Talent, you're literally protected by me, and I'm gonna make sure you have everything you need to do what you need to do. You go out there, because again, rejection. That's Hollywood, and I'm there when these guys come off and they get 3, 4 X's, and they're wondering what happened. I said, guys, welcome to Hollywood, because now you're in. Until this happens, you're not really in until you know how to handle it, because it's always about the comeback. And AGT teaches me so much, because the talent is absolutely incredible. People are giving up their dreams. We have people who sleep in their cars so they can come in and audition. You know what I'm saying? Little kids. And this is the only show where you have little kids, old people, black, white, all over. Because remember, it's the flagship.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
flying
So they're
from
coming
around the
from
world.
South Africa. They're coming from here.
We had someone from Dubai.
They're
recently.
coming all over the world, because you got to come. It's the biggest talent show in the world. Dude, and I've been doing it for 7 years. I have season 20 coming.
Yeah.
I'm so honored, man. Who gets this, man? I get to do it.
Good people get it. Do good, get good. That's what I say.
I love it, man.
Honestly,
I love it.
guys, I don't want to take up any more of his time. We're gonna end the interview the way that we started it. Please, round of applause, the one and only Terry Crews. Are we ready?
Yes.
How did you know? I love this song.
Make my way downtown, walking fast, faces fast, and I'm homebound. And I I miss you. And now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think time would pass me by?